All right, boys, you guys know how I roll. Facebook adventures continue to get more parts for the STI. I had to drive up to Castle Rock. It's like 7 o'clock at night. We're gonna get a pretty cool part for the STI. You guys know I can't pass up on a good deal on parts, and we found a good deal. It's expensive, but it's still a good deal. All right, boys, we got the car parts secured. I'm so freaking excited for this. These boxes are massive now. You guys probably know what's in here. It's a beefy intercooler, that's for sure. Package secured. I was gonna bring my GTR because I don't drive it very often, but I'm glad I brought the Forester. I don't think so, honestly. So you guys know I'm attempting to build what I think to be the perfect STI. Last night I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace and I found a crazy deal on parts that I just couldn't pass up. So you guys saw me throw the boxes in the back of the Forester, and now I'm gonna pull up the Forester. We're gonna unload these things and I get to show you the new parts for the STI, because this isn't one of those builds that's like super fast and I do all the parts at once. I kind of like the hunt and just slowly piecing the build together. And as soon as these got listed, I was like, dude, I have to go get this product. And it's also limited edition, number 99 of 100. So it's a rare part that I don't think I'd ever be able to find again for this car. So I went and dropped almost $1,300. Don't be like me. Just watch me build cars and get the dopamine that way instead of you having to go and spend all the money. I'll just do it for you. All right, boys, I'm honestly so excited for this. Boom, babe, we got the Grimspeed. Let's go. I've never owned a Subaru with this specific part. So you guys can probably see we got the Grimspeed intercooler. It is limited edition. Now this is number 99 of 100. The only thing that makes this special is a plaque, but it's still limited edition. You could say my STI is gonna be a special unit. And there's so many boxes that are a part of this bundle. All right, all brand new. All right, boys, so here's what we got. Now, this is Grimspeed's all black limited edition number 99 of 100 front mount intercooler. Now, only going for like 350 to 400 wheel on the STI, so I know a lot of people are gonna be like, dude, that's such overkill. You don't need a front mount. But one, I found a really good deal on it. Two, it's limited edition. Did I say it's limited edition? And even if it makes the car only 1% more reliable from colder intake air temps, we're gonna take that. Plus, we get rid of the top mount intercooler, which if you guys have ever worked on a Subaru before and you've had to put one of these back on, it's absolutely miserable. I hate working on the top mounts. Getting that thing back on to do the first start on this took me almost an hour. So we won't have to mess with that anymore. Just a little bit of intercooler piping and then a little bit of modification for the front bumper. So this comes in 3 boxes. This top one is the front crash bar. So this replaces the factory unit because the factory one is way too big and beefy for as big as the intercooler is. So that's what's in this box right here. Now this is the special part of the build. If you guys can see, this is the limited edition part of the build. It's got a plaque that says 99 of 100. So that's pretty sick. I guess they came out with these in 2021 and they did the all black run. You can still get all black intercooler piping plus the intercooler, but it doesn't have this badge. So the badge is what makes this special, number 99 of 100. So that's pretty cool. And these are $1,750 brand new. I got it for $1,250. The power of negotiation. Don't sleep on Facebook Marketplace. I'm always on there hunting parts for this. I've been looking for parts for the Forester XT. I do the same with the GTR. I'm sure you guys do the same, but if you aren't looking for parts on Facebook, make sure you do it. Especially here in Colorado, as many Subarus as there are around, parts pop up all the time. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for parts. But yeah, we've got the limited edition 2021 intercooler for the STI. I guess the guy who bought this, he ended up just selling his hatch. So I was like, you know what? It's a good deal. 500 bucks off, I'll take it. It might be a little bit laggier, but I honestly don't mind. A little bit of lag's fine. I've already got a slightly bigger turbo, so a little bit of lag from a front mount I'm not too worried about for colder intake air temps. I'm so freaking stoked on this. I think this was also one of the first times buying car parts that I experienced the cure to male depression. I wasn't necessarily depressed, but I was in a mood and I went and bought these parts and all of a sudden I felt better. So I think parts are the cure to depression. If you need a little bit of dopamine, just go buy some car parts. There's a lot of piping too. It's so nice though, this kit comes with everything you need. All the couplers, new hardware, whatever this hose is for, I'm not 100% sure, but we got it. It kind of makes sense why this is so expensive though. I mean, 1,700 bucks for a front mount, it's expensive, but it's gonna future-proof the build too. So if we ever go for a crazy amount of power, we're gonna be able to make it reliably. These parts are super high quality. Oh, they even gave us fresh gaskets. That's sick. Grimspeed, you're dope. This thing's beefy too. Oh, this thing's beefy though. Look at how big that is. That's a thick ass girl. Now the heavy unit. This seems appropriate to open a box. Just bam. I'm like, I'm sure this is gonna make it more reliable, but it's a Subaru. It's still probably gonna blow up. Oh, she's pretty. Okay, I should probably be careful with this part of it. Oh, and it's got the limited edition plaque on the top. That's fucking dope. Holy shit, it's heavy. Look at how pretty that thing is. What a good upgrade for the STI. I was so on the fence about this because I was like, do I really need to spend $1,200? Because when are you gonna find a number 99 of 100 Grimspeed front mount intercooler? Never, dude. All right, so I got everything unboxed and I wanted to show you guys everything that comes with the kit. So we've got all the intercooler piping right here. We have all new hardware, all new clamps. All of the couplers come brand new sealed. You can see it's all Grimspeed marked. Limited edition. Did I say limited edition? Because it's limited edition. How sick is that? Every time you pop the hood, limited edition number 99 of 100. We got some new gaskets and then the heart of the beast. Another limited edition plaque. I don't know that you're gonna be able to see this when it's on the car. So that's everything that comes with the kit. If you guys are ordering this brand new from the site, it'll come with all of this and it'll get rid of this. I hate top mounts. I know a lot of people swear by these. They suck to work on. Putting an intercooler on top of a hot motor is just not efficient. So the front mount, super good upgrade. I am gonna take the front bumper off. I did need to replace my AC condenser anyways, so the front bumper needs to come off for that. We're gonna take this off, get rid of this. This I'm gonna save for the Forester. You know what's crazy though? My GTR still has stock intercoolers. This thing needs upgraded intercoolers so bad, but they're even more expensive because GTR tax. So at some point in time, she's gonna get them, but the STI is gonna get a intercooler first. That's beefy. I mean, this thing is, dude, it is girthy. That's gotta be, what, 4 inches thick? 4 inches, that's a lot of inches, boys. Yeah, that thing is absolutely gorgeous. Time to take the front bumper off and start getting this installed. All right, so honestly, removing the front bumper should be pretty quick and easy. I'm gonna pop these clips out and the front bumper should just slide right off. All right, it should come off now. Now the front bumper should be good to take off. Just like that. This thing has seen better days. If you guys have an 11 through 14 bumper, let me know. All right, so we got the front bumper off. Now we just need to go ahead and get this crash support or the crash beam taken off so we have room for the front mount. Got a freaking stick in here. I'm hoping, I feel like this is gonna be a pretty straightforward process. Guess we'll find out. Bada bing, bada boom. I've never done one of these installs before, so I don't even know where this is supposed to mount. I'm assuming, Oh, like where does this even mount up at? Is there a bracket? I feel like I'm probably missing a bracket. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. We're gonna open this bag. Oh, I see something. All right, we got zip ties and we got this. This is why you watch videos before installs, but I don't watch videos. We don't do that. We just do. Don't worry guys, we're gonna figure this out. All right, boys, so I'm not even gonna lie. I got on YouTube and watched a video and supposedly there's mounting brackets that come with this thing, but I have no idea where they are. We're gonna just tear apart some boxes and find it because I looked on the table and I don't have them. So are they wrapped up? Nope. Oh, I found him. Let's go. I was like, how am I supposed to mount this thing? But this makes total sense. Okay, let's go, guys. We got the mounting brackets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right, so this one with the Grimspeed logo, this is gonna go on top. I know I'm not the only one that has to watch YouTube videos to do installs. Like, this should be really straightforward and simple, but you know how it goes. All right, now we just gotta get those tight. I think they're 10s. I think this might add actual value to the car. One bracket, on. All right, now we can take our big old unit, throw it on the car, hopefully. And she's definitely not light. Oh, I think we need to remove this bracket though. Dude, that's gonna look so freaking sick though. All right, so we gotta take this out. All right, y'all ready to see this in place, hopefully? Oh, maybe these guys need to come off. I don't even know what these things are, like a bumper support. Take 2. Dude, I swear this thing, it does not fit. We're gonna very carefully. This is definitely not easy. Let me zip this in first. All right. Now she's not gonna fall. Yo. That thing looks freaking baller. That's way too nice for this STI. That looks so sick. Look at that. That is freaking baller. What you know about that Grimspeed limited edition, boy? Do you guys do the same thing where you say a project's gonna take you like an hour or 2 and then it takes multiple days? I always think I'm like, oh, this is only gonna take me a few minutes, and then it ends up taking me way longer than a few minutes. But enjoying the journey. And it's kind of dope. They give you all new hardware with this stuff too, so let's see how this is gonna go. This is looking freaking sick, dude. All right, boys, so we got the crash bar on and we got the intercooler on. This thing looks so baller. Look at how sick this intercooler looks. Now, to fit some of the intercooler piping, I know I need to cut some of the fender liner, so we're gonna go ahead and trim that up, get the pipes run. I'm gonna go ahead and get the top mount taken off, and we can route these pipes, get everything mounted. We'll have a new front mount, but just look at how dope this looks. She looks mean, especially once the front bumper's back on. It's gonna look killer. I figured I might as well just take the top mount off now, just since we're already here. Lost a nut. All right, top mount is out. We're gonna have so much room for activities in this engine bay. So this 180-degree coupler right here, this is what is gonna attach to the turbo side. So obviously we need to get a clamp for her. If you guys are doing this, 180-degree coupler goes onto the turbo, and then we're just gonna have to route the piping. Let's see how this is gonna fit. All right, let's get a clamp real quick. And there's a small end, and that's what's gonna go onto the turbo. Whew, it's a battle. I'm gonna lube this thing up, dude. Well, that was definitely a bit of a pain, but we got that one on. Let's go. All right, boys, here's the special part, all right? We're taking our limited edition Grimspeed pipe. Obviously, we're gonna put this like this, maybe route it underneath. That's actually sick, so every time you pop open the hood. Limited edition. Should I do this over or under? I'm gonna say I'll do it over? No, because then it puts too much pressure. Oh well, this is what we're doing. That still looks pretty sick. All right, now we can take another one of these. She's on there good. All right, that's tight. Now, take this one, this little mounting bracket. Turbo side is done. Now we need to do the driver side, get all this piping done, which shouldn't be too bad. I should be able to knock this out pretty quick. So stoked on how this is turning out. The engine bay is gonna be so much prettier. We're gonna have way colder intake air temps. And then we can finally drive this thing because I'm so tired of it being on jack stands. I really wanna drive it and see how she is. So we're almost done. Let's knock out this side. All right, and the coupler with the fat end goes on here. Oh, come on. There we go. Sometimes the struggle is real. There's days where I'm in the garage and I'm like, damn, I'm so good at what I do. And then there's other days where I'm like, why am I struggling with a front mount intercooler? It just doesn't make a lot of sense, you know? I wouldn't say I'm struggling. It's just not going as quickly as I thought it would, but that's everything in life. All right, throttle body couplers on. Need a clamp. We're so close though. Oh, I gotta take it back off. Bypass was supposed to go underneath, not above, so I gotta take it back off. That's how this is going today. That's okay. We're gonna get her done. I'm here to be transparent with y'all. Sometimes the installs go really smooth and other times they just take forever, you know? But honestly, there's nowhere else I'd rather be on a Friday night than in the garage. Clamp you back down in a second. Do you guys want to see a Forester build? Because if you want me to build my Forester, I'm just as happy to build it. Because honestly, we replaced this when I did the motor build, so I don't really see the sense in opening the Grimspeed one yet. All right, let's see how we can get this to sit right. Wait, I might be a fucking genius, dude. Let's route it back behind this. Well, boys, just in time for the sun to go down. Winter is for sure coming. It's getting so cold, but we beat the sunlight. Well, I still got to trim the fender liners and we need to cut up the front bumper. I didn't realize you have to cut the front bumper, but it's really not a big deal. I want to replace that thing at some point, but this front mount looks sick. I think it completely transformed the front end of the STI. Engine bay looks way cleaner, way tidier. I don't have to mess with the top mount anymore. Y'all ready? Boom, baby, look at this thing. We got the Grimspeed front mount intercooler. Now all the piping is ran, everything is tight. I just need to go ahead and trim the fender liners because if you guys can see down there, it does hit a little bit. So we got to trim that, but everything up top is mounted. We got the turbo side good. We got the throttle body on. All I have to do tomorrow once we have sunlight again is replace the power steering pump, get it bled. Go ahead, cut these fender liners, get a Dremel, get the front bumper finished up. Finally break this thing in, get it tuned. We'll have no leaks. We'll have the upgraded front mount and I can finally, hopefully, get the STI tuned because I'm so ready to see what this thing can do. But I want to know what the Tomioka 18G can do because nobody's really made any videos on this turbo. And I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that wants to know what a little billet 18G will do. Like 350, cool. If it makes a little bit more, even better. All right, so this is the part where I pretend like I know what I'm doing and I don't. I think what I'm gonna do is just cut where I think it needs to be cut. But we gotta cut all the way out there. All right guys, so I got the fender liners cut out and what I ended up doing is just drilling a hole through the front piece of the fender liner and I put a zip tie just to hold it up for now, so it should be fine. To get a thumbnail for the video you're watching, it's like Inception, dude, it's so crazy. I'm gonna leave the front bumper off for now, so we're gonna modify it to fit, obviously, because I'm not running my STI without a front bumper, but I wanna get some photos of the front mount intercooler, but I also wanna get this installed because I can't see my ethanol content, or I haven't been able to since I've rebuilt this thing, and I was waiting on this harness. This was $250, so just add it to the bill, you know? Just, that's how building cars goes. Sometimes you break things in the process of trying to build them. You just gotta fork up a little bit of extra cash to get it back to the way it was before you pulled it apart. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It happens, all right? I'm not perfect. I'm human. Sometimes I mess things up, and I didn't realize this harness was as fragile as it was and that I should have disconnected it before. $250 later, we've got a new harness. So this is what I did. So this guy, see how there's nothing in there? Yeah, that's my fault. So this right here cost me $250. I'm just super stoked because I feel like the STI is coming along so well. I really feel like I've completely transformed this car. Now, obviously I haven't gotten into boost yet. I don't know how it's gonna be under boost. This is the not so fun part about building cars. So this harness right here, this is for a 2015 through 2021 STI, and the plugs are different. These two are different than the plugs on my old harness, and the two that run underneath the car are also different. This connector right here is the connector that I broke. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna chop it probably right where it says rev, or maybe a little bit higher, and I'm gonna put this plug on my old harness and we're gonna hook it up. This is the broken one. We're gonna chop this, take this plug, put it on there, and we're gonna pray and hope that fixes the STI. This is what happens when you try to build a car. It's just, these things just happen. So if you guys run into the same issue, don't panic, just fix it. And we're gonna fix the old harness. So I don't have to spend another $700. All right, boys, so I spent 6 hours last night trying to fix that harness that plugs into the flex fuel sensor, and I couldn't fix it. So $250 down the drain. Luckily, I hit up one of my buddies here who has, I think he hoards Subaru parts or something. I hit him up for some headlights, told him my situation, and he said, I think I have a harness. He sent me a pic and he said 50 bucks. So I'm gonna go pick that up tonight. So we're gonna fix that. I need to do power steering pump, then we're done. All right, so if you guys haven't done this before, alternator's gotta come out. I'm gonna take this belt off, and there's 312s that hold this power steering pump. It's honestly not gonna be that hard to swap out, but it is gonna be messy. I am so beyond ready to drive this car. I'm pretty certain that this is gonna fix our leak, because I remember when I opened the hood, there was like a pool of fluid below the power steering pump, so it's gotta be that. All right, it's gonna fucking pee everywhere. Oh, that wasn't too bad. And you guys will have to let me know what you think. I have decided that these are the kind of videos that I like to consume, and I like to feel like I'm just like hanging out with people. If you guys enjoy this style, let me know. This coolant crossover hose makes it a little difficult to get to this bolt. Yeah, I can still see the pool of fluid on the top of the block. At some point in time, I'm gonna have to upgrade from my Pittsburgh stuff. I've had this same set of tools for 5 years, and it's the cheapest set of tools you can get. Half of the stuff's missing, but she's tried and true. It almost feels like I have to keep it for nostalgia. All right, it should just pop right out now. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, there's so much fluid down there. It has to be leaking. Yeah, it's like the backside of the pump is leaking. Maybe back in there, because there's this spot right here where I know there's a gasket, and I've heard that sometimes it can leak and there is a pool. I'll show you guys here in a sec, but there's a pool of power steering fluid just sitting right there. So I bet it's leaking onto there, going through the timing cover, and then just spitting out on the headers. Out with the old, in with the new. But yeah, to give you guys a better idea, this plate right here, I think this is the spot that's leaking on this power steering pump, because it's wet down here. Look at how much power steering fluid that is. There's no way that was coming from the front either. Hey, you boys know what they say, when in doubt, brake clean it out. Oh no, dude, we're out of brake clean. All right, we had a little bit. Oh dude, the brake clean gods were not with me today. All right, let's throw this new one in. All right, I'm gonna show you guys the most common spot for these to leak. So before you replace your whole entire pump, check this O-ring, because sometimes it can fail. Now this one was probably fine, but just preventative. It's just a little tiny O-ring that sits in there. And I have an OEM one that I ordered, so I might as well throw it in. So that one might have been the wrong one, because that one was black, and this one's straight from Amazon, and of course, Amazon's covering the OEM part number. It's just a little orange gasket. Throw it back on. I swear, cars really are a test of your patience and your ability to adapt and overcome and figure shit out. That one's on. Last thing we gotta do is put the hose on. Don't really know how far to put her on, but that should work. That right there is a brand new / used power steering pump. Installed, ready to go. Just gotta plug her in, hook the alternator up, bolt check this thing. Let's go, boys. All right, it's time to move my favorite car on the planet. My Forester XT, baby. God, I miss this car. I need to get plates for it, but. Oh, hello, beautiful. God, I love her. Time to start this baby up. Y'all ready? All right, Hatch, you ready? Are you gonna be good? Oh, it's hard as hell to turn. All right, we got her bled. She's smoking a little bit. All right, so we're back in the garage. Jack the STI back up. I think we have a residual coolant leak from the crossover pipe that was leaking when we did the first start. I mentioned it in that video. I don't think it was fully tight enough, so I tightened it down. But starting the STI up, there's a bit of a puddle down there. One, because I can't get the power steering to bleed. I've never had an issue getting it to bleed, but I'm just being honest with you guys. I kept cranking the wheel left and right. I made sure it was full. I can't get it to bleed, so I don't know if the power steering pump is bad. I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. There's some fluid down there, and I don't know if it's oil or if it's coolant, but I looked underneath the motor and I can't really see anything obvious. So I'm a little bit stumped, but we're back in the garage. The intercooler looks really good, but yeah, this is just the part of the build that's a little frustrating when you have fluids leaking that shouldn't be leaking and you don't know where they're coming from. I'm gonna see if anything drips while it's here. Start this thing up again and see if I can't get it to bleed. If I can find my freaking keys, dude. Where'd my keys go? And the starter is just absolutely on its last leg. All right, let's get this thing to bleed fully. It's just weird because there's like no active leak. You know, you'd think it'd be like absolutely just pissing coolant if it was leaking, but it's not. There's like 3 drops of coolant. Nothing looks wet on the front, chasing leaks. And it's like I replaced every gasket. I took my time. Oh, one thing after another. I mean, she sounds really good and really healthy though. So that is the biggest W, knowing that the motor's good and happy and healthy. No more leak, no more puddle. I feel like this power steering pump's good. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, let this thing cool back down, see if anything leaks. I'm gonna go get this ethanol sensor so we can hopefully read the ethanol content of this thing, and maybe the tune's a little out of whack because it can't read it. We're gonna come back and we're gonna see if there's any liquid underneath, because it's just weird. I'm 99% sure it's just residual from the top of the block when that coolant crossover was leaking. Pretty sure the power steering is bled now. I jacked it up, I turned it left to right. It's full of fluid. It should be good. I'm just super transparent with you guys when I have issues. This is how builds go, and I try to be as real as I can. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's not. This time, it could be worse, you know? It could have been some other bigger issue to where we have to pull the motor back out, but knock on wood, we don't have to pull the motor, just annoying things. I found it. So that's where the coolant crossover is. I don't think it's actively leaking anymore. I'm pretty sure I fixed the leak, but there's still just a little bit of residual. So I'm gonna try to clean that up. Once we get back, I'm gonna start it back up once the ethanol content sensor is in there, and we're gonna see if it's still leaking. All right, boys, so I just got back and we got the new harness. So 50 bucks later, well, $265 for the harness that didn't work, and then another 50 bucks for this. So we're like $300 in just to fix a broken harness. I'm gonna go ahead, hook this up, and I'm praying once I ignition on, we can see what the ethanol content is. And then we can go ahead and get this thing retuned once we have all the leaks fixed. I'm pretty sure the power steering pump is good. It seems like it's bled, no more leaks. The coolant that was leaking, I'm pretty sure that is fixed as well. I think it was just residual coming off of the block, but we'll find out. Worst case, we gotta tighten the crossover a little bit more. Not a big deal. Go ahead and plug this thing in and see if it fixes our issue. Because I need a W. I want this thing to be dialed, and it's right there. I mean, it's literally so close to being finished that there's no way I'm gonna let this set me back. It's all hooked up. Let's see if we can read ethanol content. The harness was the right harness this time, thank God. Let's see. Oh my God, it fixed it. Let's freaking go. That is such a W, let's go. Ethanol content 55%, that makes me so happy we fixed the issue, let's go. Ethanol final. Oh, that has been such a headache for me, and we fixed it, let's go.